everyone. Today I am presenting you video number 3 for lesson number 13, sound. In our previous video, we have discussed about sound, that it is produced due to vibrations of the object. Then in video 2, we discussed that sound can travel through solid, liquid and gas, but not through vacuum. Today, and we also discussed in previous video that how we produce sound, how the sound is produced in humans. For today, the topic is how do we hear sound, and we will also study about amplitude, time period, frequency of vibrations. So, first of all, how you hear the sound. Sound we hear through our ears, you all know that. And our ear is divided into 3 parts: outer ear or external ear, middle ear and the inner ear. These all parts have different structures in them. Outer ear is having pinna, then middle ear it is having auditory canal and eardrum, and there are 3 small bones which are interconnected to each other. They are stirrup, anvil and hammer. Then semicircular canals and cochlea are present, which are under inner ear. So first I will tell you the structure of each part and then we will discuss the mechanism of hearing. Now as you can see, our external ear is called pinna and it has a shape of that of a funnel, and it has such a shape so that all the sound waves are concentrated once they enter the external ear. Then what happens? Next, the sound waves reach to the eardrum. Eardrum is also known as tympanum, okay? And the tube or the passage through which the sound waves are traveling inside is known as auditory canal, or it is also known as ear canal, which is 2 to 3 centimeter long in length. Then the eardrum vibrates when the sound waves strike on it. From this part, from this middle ear, then you can see 3 interconnected bones. Names I have told you: hammer, anvil and stirrup. They are connected to a coil-like structure called cochlea. At one end, it is connected to the middle ear. It receives the vibrations and then it passes them to the auditory nerve, and you know that auditory nerve is connected to the brain. So the brain receives the nerves from the sound waves and thus these interprets these signals. Once more you can see this mechanism. Sound waves, they are traveling through pinna, then through ear canal. It is also known as auditory canal or eustachian tube also, okay? It reaches the eardrum. Eardrum starts to vibrate and through these tiny bones, hammer, anvil and stirrup, it connects it to the cochlea. And cochlea is filled with the liquid which contain nerve cells which are sensitive to the sound. From cochlea, the sound vibrations are transferred to auditory nerve, and through auditory nerve it reaches to brain, and brain interprets these sound waves. So this is the mechanism that how do we hear the sound. Ear has 3 parts and through which the sound is heard, okay? Next topic is to observe the working of eardrum. How you can see that what changes occur in eardrum when it receives the sound. This is a simple activity. You just have to take a can and then cut both the ends of the can, and at the top of which add a rubber or a balloon across its one end. Then put 4 or 5 grains or dry cereals or something on that stretched membrane, and then try to speak from the other side of the can. Then what you will observe, the grains will start to jump. This up and down movement of the grains show how eardrum starts to vibrate when sound waves are striking on them, okay? So you all know that our ear is a sensitive organ. We should take care of ears. Now, characteristic of wave. Sound is also a wave. It has different characteristics, particularly frequency, time period and amplitude. So let's see what are these. You all are familiar with this diagram. This is the diagram of a simple pendulum I will explain you each thing through this pendulum. The mean position of pendulum or the initial position of the pendulum when it is at rest is B. If it goes towards A or if it goes towards C, then it is displacing, it is changing its position. Then AB or BC is its amplitude. Okay, amplitude is what? The maximum distance covered by the vibrating objects from its mean position. So either it can go to A or it can go to C. So AB or BC, it is representing the amplitude. If I talk about oscillation, then one oscillation will be completed when B to A, again A to B, then B to C, and again back to B. This completes one oscillation. Okay, so always remember, amplitude is half of that oscillation. Okay, so from here you can easily tell me that amplitude is the maximum distance of a vibrating object from its mean position. Okay, you increase the distance of an object, vibrating object, then you will hear a louder sound. You must have observed this thing while beating the drum. Once the stick of the drum has been taken to a certain distance and then the beat has been made, it will produce louder sound. Why? Because the amplitude has increased. You can understand this through this graph also. When you can hear the soft sound, you can see here the amplitude is small, means the distance between the vibrating object is small, and here when the distance is more, then it produces a louder sound. Amplitude is denoted by capital letter A and its SI unit for measurement is meter. Okay, now greater the amplitude, louder will be the sound. Okay, simple one more example I can quote here, that while playing the guitar, if you pluck it too gently, then you hear a soft sound, and if it is plucked hard, then what is happening? You are increasing the distance and then a louder sound is heard. Now this was amplitude. If I talk about frequency, what is frequency? Frequency is number of oscillations. Just before I have told you what is oscillation, number of oscillations per second is called its frequency, and time period is time required to complete one oscillation. Okay, these are just the reverse of the frequency only. So frequency is expressed in hertz and it is represented by small f. And time period is time required to produce one complete oscillation. You can see here the graph is telling you about amplitude also and time period also. And you know frequency is 1 upon time period. It is the reciprocal of frequency. Okay, and if you talk about SI unit of time period, it is seconds and it is denoted by capital T. Okay, displacement is the maximum distance from the central position or mean position. It's called its amplitude. Greater the amplitude, the louder is the sound. Then if you talk about frequency if you have to calculate, because some numericals may also come, the number of vibrations upon time, then you can easily tell what is the frequency. It is denoted by F and the unit is hertz. Time period is time taken by a vibrating object to complete one oscillation, is known as its time period. It is denoted by T and it is measured in seconds, and time period is the reciprocal of frequency. If suppose frequency is given, time period is asked, you can easily write time period is equal to 1 upon F, or if time and number of oscillations are given, you can use this formula. This much for today. Rest we will continue in the next video. Thank you.